Hey guys, it's your favorite loctician again. So today's video is going to be a bit different. I remember some time back I told you guys I have a specific place where I get my color done because their products are pretty much organic. So I'm going to document the whole process today and show you guys how I'm going to get my color done. I want to get red hair, so yeah, watch this with me. For today's video, we'll be using the Cooper Colors hair dye. This dye is highly recommended for both dreadlocks and open hair, whether your hair is natural or relaxed. It's an amazing product, and it comes in quite a number of colors, so it won't just be limited to red, but whichever color you want, you can find it. So step one is to wash the hair. Just one round of shampoo is enough to make the hair clean enough for you to go ahead with the coloring. So after you wash, just dry your hair with a towel. Then you could always choose to step into a dryer for further drying or blow dry your hair, whatever option works for you. But on this day, I decided to go into the dryer just to make things a bit faster. Once the hair is semi-dry, put a layer of oil around your hairline, beginning from the front all the way to the back, just so that you can protect your skin from the color. You don't want to have a whole layer of color on your skin once the hair is done coloring, So to protect your skin, just put a layer of oil before you start the process. So step one of the coloring process is to do a test. You need to test your hair and see how it responds to the hair color. So if you go to any professional stylist who has never worked with your hair before, they'll tell you that the first step is to test your hair so that they see how it reacts to the dye and, be able to know if the color concentration is correct for the desired color that you want. So we're going to do two tests today. The first test will be done with the color recharge, which is the direct color itself. And the second test will be done with the developer. Then from there, we'll see which one has the preferred outcome and know which one it is that we're going to use to color my hair. So this first one that he's using right now, this is the color recharge. We're applying it and massaging it into the strands. Then we'll leave it for some time and see how the color outcome will be. So after applying the color, we wrap it up in foil. The foil is basically there to protect the strands and to entrap moisture so that the color can process a bit faster. Obviously, it's also there to protect the rest of the hair strands that haven't been colored from catching the color that has been put on these other strands. So the next test is being done using the developer as well. So what you do is just take the product with a brush and apply it onto the strands of the hair. Make sure you try and cover as much of the strand so that the product can seep into the strands completely. You can see that the product is already picking up quite fast. The hair color has already started to change from the blondish brownish to a sort of red, which is what I'm looking for. So the product with the developer is actually working faster than the color recharge on its own. See the difference? So yeah, now we're just going to wrap them both in foil and leave them for 20 minutes to sit, and then we'll wash the color off and see how the two products have reacted, then decide which one to go forward with. Time to rinse off the color now so that we can see how the two different tests have worked. We're just using as much water as we can at this point. And if you see, the parts that were colored with the developer have really picked up the color. The red is shouting just the way I want it. And if you look at the parts that were done with the color recharge only, they haven't picked up the color quite well. So it's not a shouting red. It's not as deep as I'd like it to be. So basically at this point, we can already tell that I prefer the results that were done with the developer as compared to the ones that were done with the color recharge only. You can see the difference right here. See, on the left, that's a bright red, and on the right, it's a dark red, which is not what I'm looking for. So anyway, we dry the hair and go back and now decide which color it is that we're going forward with. So you can see the outcome. I'm in love with this red. It's as deep as I want it to be, and basically what I came looking for. On the other hand, you can see this other red at the back. It's not so deep. It's more like a sort of maroon, and it hasn't like quite penetrated the strands the way I want it to. So at this point, it's pretty much clear that I'm going to go with the second test, the one which we did with the developer, because it seems like it's the one that's working. It's bringing the color out the way I want it to. So now that we've already made up our minds, the coloring can begin. Take note, when he was doing the test, he didn't use the full strand. He just used part of my hair strand. So he didn't go all the way from the scalp. He just used a part of the strand. Now, if you're going to perform a color test all the way from the strand, it's usually recommended to do that 24 hours before you want to actually do the full dye. But anyway, since we were just doing a test from the strand, we didn't need to have 24 hours in advance. So we just did it some minutes too, to see how the color reacts. Plus, he's dyed my hair before, so he knows that my hair and my scalp reacts well with this particular dye. So yeah, now we can just go ahead and dye all the hair. You can see he began with the base, the part where my hair is black, because black hair is harder to basically absorb color. The parts that are blondish brownish will tend to process the color faster than the parts that are black. And I wanted to color my whole hair all the way from the black down to the blonde. So he's beginning with the base, the part that's black, so that it can start processing. Then as it starts processing, then he'll move down now to the colored part, so that it can all process at the same time. But basically, having given the black part a head start. Note that the intensity of the red is not going to be the same all across the strand. So the parts that have black hair are going to be a bit of a darker red than the parts that have the brownish blonde shade. I was okay with this because I didn't feel like bleaching my hair. But in the case that you want the color all the way from the black to the blonde part to be exactly the same, you'd basically have to lift your hair color. So in other words, you'd have to bleach it. And whoever your stylist is would just do a test with the bleach and know what volume of bleach needs to be used to make the black part and the blonde part match before he does the color. But in my case, I didn't feel like bleaching my hair, so we just went ahead and did the color. But at the end of the day, I know I'm already like prepared for the fact that the parts with the black won't be as bright as the parts with the blonde. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're going to color your hair. If you want different shades, then don't bleach. But if you want the same shade all through the strand, then your hair color will have to be lifted a bit, which means bleach will have to be used to make the strands the same color before the hair dye is applied. So since he already tested my hair, he knows that the dye reacts well with me, and so he's just doing a random application all through the strands, because he knows what he's doing. So basically just apply the color evenly across the strands and make sure that you put it on like the whole strand. As you can see, the color is already picking quite fast, so the hair is already changing to red just within a few minutes of the application. So massage, it's very important. With dreadlocks, it's different as compared to open hair. Dreadlocks, because of the strands and the fact that the dye needs to seep into the strands, it tends to take a bit more time for the process to be over. Plus, it takes quite a bit more product. So if it was open hair, this process would be done much faster than when it's dreadlocks. So with dreadlocks, you have to take your time and massage the product into the hair deeply so that it can penetrate the strands properly and, the color can process better. So once you're completely done with the application and have massaged the product into the strands completely, the next step is to cover the hair up. That's basically just so that you can put all the hair in one place. And also, trap moisture so that the processing happens a bit faster. The hair color we're using today is called Cooper Colors. Very, very nice. I've used it since I think the year 2018, and it's been good with me so far. So the specific color I'm using is number 66. So if you want this exact red, that's the color you should go for. However, remember what I told you about the bleaching. So if your hair is not black, the results could be different. So at this point, you just need to consult with your stylist. Make sure they perform a test so that you can know how the outcome will be. And if that's what you want, then, they'll know exactly how to color your hair, in other words. I'm going to let the hair dye sit for 40 minutes, and then after that we can wash it off and see the end result. Luckily, with the Cooper Colors hair dye, it's pretty much a natural process, so we do not have to sit in the dryer. Oh my god, that is like one of the things I love the most about this, the fact that I don't have to sit in the dryer. It's amazing. So if you are going to bleach your hair, then you'd probably need to sit in the dryer. But the fact that we're just coloring the hair, with the direct color, we do not need to sit in the dryer. We don't need any external heat. All we do is cover the hair up and let it process for 40 minutes and then wash it out and we'll be good to go. Okay, so our 40 minutes are up. Now we just rinse the hair first with water, as much water as possible, and basically wash off as much of the remaining color as we can. After rinsing it out thoroughly with water, now we can use conditioner to further rinse out the color that's there. Conditioner is being used as opposed to shampoo because, well, shampoo is a bit too harsh for the color on the day that it has been done. So it's recommended to use conditioner instead, to basically remove the remaining color instead of using shampoo. Something to note though is the fact that after some time, basically when you're going to wash your hair again, after you've already done the color, when you're washing your hair, it is advisable that you use a color shampoo. So there's different types of shampoo, and there are some that are specifically made for colored hair. So make sure that when you're buying shampoo, or if you go to the salon for them to use shampoo, you have a shampoo that is specifically for colored hair. That way it won't damage the color on your hair when you wash your hair. So at this point, we have rinsed out all the color. You can see that the foam in the sink is white, which shows that the color is all gone, and now basically it's just the hair that's colored and there's no residue basically that's going to drip off of your hair. So now we just dry the hair thoroughly with a towel as much as we can, and then we proceed to apply some hair oil. And after that, we can sit in the dryer for some time and let the hair dry. Then, the process will be pretty much done. So there goes the end result. I am very happy with how the color turned out. I also like the fact that there are different shades of red on my head. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. So remember, you could always just buy this product, the Cooper Colors, and if you already have a stylist, somebody who usually does your hair dye, then just go to them and they'll do the color for you, because I'm sure they know exactly what to do. But you should totally try out the Cooper Colors. Trust me, they have worked wonders for me and they will work wonders for you too. I'm going to put the name of the store at the end of the video so that you know exactly where to go if you need to purchase the product. You could always contact me as well. Hit me up and I'll let you know exactly how to access the products. Happy coloring. So that's it, guys. New hair. I'm loving the red so much. So basically, that's the whole process as documented. Getting color is not anything complicated, but like I told you, you have to go to the right place and it has to be done the right way. So kama kawaida, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave me comments down below if you have questions on how to get to the place or what the process entails. You could always feel free to ask. And as well, like the video and do not forget to subscribe and share it among all your networks. Kama kawaida, don't forget, locks rock.